This is Halcyon, the furthest colony in the galaxy, proudly owned and operated by corporations. Everything we have, everything we are, we owe to them. They are always with us. No one has ever gone against them. But a stranger has just arrived. Someone who's challenging the corporate board. Someone who's digging up their secrets. Someone who could be a villain or a hero.
Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Here, hope this gun serves you better than it did me.
Or a psychopath.
Oh.
All right, The Outer Worlds. Basically Fallout in space. That's actually pretty much what it is. So I heard about this game like when it came out, but I was a bit hesitant on it, not knowing who did it. And then it was my dad who had a friend who then bought it for him, and then he started playing it. My dad started playing it, and he went, Trevor, you need to play this game. It is so good. It's Fallout in space. And I'm just like, okay, like interesting. And then I looked it up who did it, and it's from Obsidian Entertainment, who, if you don't know, did, South Park, The Stick of Truth. They just did that game Grounded, but they not only helped do Fallout New Vegas, but Obsidian is actually basically a 2.0 of another company called Interplay. And Interplay did Fallout 1 and 2. So pretty much in retrospect, Obsidian created Fallout. So the fact that this is Fallout in space is really cool. And I'm a big sucker for sci-fi and space stuff. Like I play, and especially with like space games like Halo or Destiny, I played those. But none of them really had the like role-playing style to it. Then I started playing this one. And man, once I started playing it, I could not put the controller down. I was just going, man, I really need to eat, but man, I'm on this level and I really want to beat this level until I go eat. It became one of those games because I was just so fascinated with what they did. So the main story to the game is it's set in the future, obviously. I believe it was the 23rd century, where this doctor who's wanted by this like big corporation in the galaxy saves you from a ship carrying hundreds of colonists that have basically migrated, like kind of like off-world, kind of like Blade Runner, where people who passed, in Blade Runner, where people who passed physical and physical test can then migrate off-world. And so that's why, people who stayed on Earth, it's all very trashy and all that stuff because they couldn't pass the tests to then migrate. But in this, it's kind of, it's like it kind of think about it as the, like from WALL-E, where the spaceship, I forget what it was called, but how they were supposed to be there for like, I think it was like 4 or 5 year trip, but it ended up being there for like hundreds of years. It's kind of like that because you get stuck, your character gets stuck in space for hundreds of years. And then this doctor shows up and rescues you and says like, okay, look, I spent the rest of my stuff saving you, so I'm going to need your help to then save everybody else that's on that ship. So you then you progress through the story, but it's basically like It's like if Fallout and the show Firefly was mixed together and it had a role-playing game style to it. Because they have, it feels like, because that words can't speak, but it's like you're building your own crew and you have your own ship. I'm not going to explain how you get the ship, but it is really funny. And that's something I love about Obsidian's games is that their comedy writers are funny, because especially in the role-playing games, because there's times where I was playing like Fallout New Vegas and somebody would tell me like, hey, what do you think about this? And then some of the options, I'm like, I really want to be like that sarcastic jerk, but I want to play this straight. That's why with role-playing games, what I typically do is my first playthrough is I play through how I want to play through. And then after it, and then I restart and then play through like different ways. So like one time I was playing, I think it was Fallout 4, I think. I played it, the first playthrough I played how I'd play. And then the next couple times, like one, I was being a very sarcastic jerk just to see who would tolerate me. Another, I would go, all right, I want to go the path, like a completely different path of what I wouldn't do. And that's what I love about role-playing games. And this is honestly up there with, I think, one of the best role-playing games ever made, to be honest. Because each crew member you find has their own personality to them. It's not like, like plaster this and then like, all right, you're an insert name here, and then they follow you with everything. Because there are times where they have feelings and they express to you how they feel about certain things, which then can make you then go like, you know what, I'm going to completely ignore what you said and going to go this way. Or, okay, I see your point, we're going to go this way. Which I love about, especially like teams in like movies or TV shows, where it starts out being like a crew and then a team, but then over time it then becomes like a super kind of weird family or like weird dynamic. That's why I loved the original Teen Titans show from the 2000s. It's one of my favorite shows. It's because in the beginning they started out being like a team, but then throughout the course of the series they were opening up more and becoming really much like a weird family. And I love that aspect about teams in entertainment. And this is no exception. They nail this. The worlds is super cool. Even the organizations they create, it's super, super cool and creative and also super funny at times. Like sometimes, like some of the missions are really funny. Like they may not start out that way, but then when you then get to the person or when you get to a certain part of the mission, and then it's just like, it's because of this, and you're just like, wait a minute, hold on. People are killing each other because of a certain thing, like this certain thing that has absolutely no reason to be involved with killing people. And they're just like, oh, well, sorry. Like, geez, clearly you don't like what we're doing. And it's pretty funny and ridiculous on what they do. And I enjoyed every minute of this. I enjoyed another cool thing is that, like Fallout where you get a companion, you can take the companion out. With this, you can get two companions. I mainly, like, once I got two, like I had one for a while, and then the more people I started finding, because you find them throughout like the main story and like missions that you do, I mainly just took two people. And because the others, I was going like, yeah, you're cool, I'll take you out like every now and then, but it's mainly these two that I want to take. Would say their names, but that's just, it's my play style. So, oh well. And if you're gonna play this game, Definitely pick up the two expansions they did, where it was the Murder Murder on Eridanos and Peril on Gorgon. Because the Peril on Gorgon is very much kind of like an extended episode, like an extended mission, where it's like, okay, you have to go do this, but it devolves into something else. And then the Murder on Eridanos, I loved that one so much because it was a murder mystery. You know, you have to go to this planet where somebody gets murdered, and then you have to solve the mystery. But it's also on that planet. I will say this about the Eridanos one. If you've seen that movie Smile, and you do not, you know, if you don't want people to just all of a sudden just start smiling at you and just staying that way for a while, you're not going to like that one. Because there were parts in that one where I run into an area and then I just see people smiling. I'm not going to explain why they're doing that, because it is very much like oh my god, that is so messed up kind of thing. But they're super like, hi, how you doing there? And I'm just like, I'm just gonna back away slowly, and because you're smiling at me, your eyes are wide, and no, if you start chasing after me, you are going to get shot in the face. So this is your only warning. So I'm gonna back away slowly, because I do not want to, kill random people who are apparently having a super happy day. So if you're gonna play the Outer Worlds, and because the two expansions, it's not like afterwards, it's not like a side thing. It's side things, but it coincides with the main story, so it's side quests. But definitely pick this game up. It is absolute blast. If you love Fallout, it's Fallout in space. That's pretty much what it is. And I had a ball with it. And when I heard that they were doing another one, I was super happy. And I think they said it's coming out either 2024 or 25. I would like to think 24, but video game companies, they love to pump out release dates and then say, "Oh, sorry, nope, it's going to be delayed." So definitely pick this game up if you're a huge fan of role-playing games. If you're a big fan of space games, of space shooters, of Fallout, of role-playing games, all of that is in here. It's all in here. And so this is just a fun, super game, and it gets an amazing, because I had so much fun with it. So just there you go. Just absolutely play it and pick up the expansions. Play everything that's involved with this, because you will not be disappointed.
I suppose time will tell, but no matter who this stranger chooses to be, the Halcyon colony will never be the same.
The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine.